Authorities arresting a third suspect last night linked to the would-be terror attack at a Taylor Swift concert in Vienna. Austrian officials say the 18-year-old was radicalized online, just like the two other suspected teen plotters. The whole thing has officials from the United Nations sounding the alarm, saying the ISIS-K offshoot is the greatest terror threat to Europe. 3 Swift concerts were canceled as a result, and the details surrounding the plot are chilling. Now, police say suspects, including the main one seen here, pledged their allegiance to ISIS. And this man, identified as Baran A., reportedly radicalized by a so-called hate preacher online who is known on the radar of German security services. Now, the attack outside the concert venue included plans to drive a bomb-filled car into a crowd of concert goers. We're talking about kids and teenage concert goers. And then continue the onslaught with machetes and knives with the goal of killing as many people as possible. Executive Director, Coalition for Military Excellence, Nicole Kipraloff, joins me now alongside staff writer for the National Review, Caroline Downey, back with us in studio. Great to have you both here. Usually when we're talking about Taylor Swift, it's a lighter topic. We're talking about maybe her influence, but here it's her influence that almost could have led to a horrible event. We know that ISIS, their MO is to sort of search for any event where they can kill as many people at one time. We also know that Taylor Swift is the ultimate symbol of American culture. Now, whether you love her music or hate her, that is certainly the place where they would be looking to make an attack here. It's really about how much they just hate America. And then also, we're talking about killing kids. They don't care who they're killing. We're talking about kids and teenagers, the ultimate Swifties.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, their goal is to maximize carnage. So they target these massive crowds, these massive settings where they can inflict that kind of damage. And I think, Taylor Swift has cringed to a lot of people in American pop culture, but she's also extremely popular. You have to admit that. And she does represent this kind of beacon of American art, American culture, and it's a pretty uplifting genre of music that she has. So this is a slap in the face to our country, regardless of whether Taylor Swift supports Biden this election or not. And I will say the last thing about this event, what it showed is that this is what happens when you mass import a foreign population, or this is what could happen when you mass import a foreign population that is hostile to Western values, to your country, to your norms, law and order. This is, I think, a warning for the United States. As we have our border crisis, we know that ISIS nationals have been apprehended by ICE. Right. And I mean, that could happen more and more because our screening process has failed to adequately screen them.
That's a good point, because we were learning also that the DOJ recently released 99 known terrorists into the United States. And also, as we're seeing this whole new generation of terrorists being radicalized. Again, remember, these 3 suspects, all 3 of them teenagers. It's like, how did we get here, Nicole? How do we stop it? What can we do?
Well, I think Caroline is spot on. I mean, this is happening under a Biden-Harris administration whose rhetoric and policies have enabled this radicalization, have enabled terrorism, and have allowed for the comeback of ISIS. Under the Trump administration, ISIS was at its weakest point it has ever been. And now, under Biden and Kamala's radical policies, you have young people chanting in support of terrorist organizations like Hamas. You have the chanting about defunding the police. And you have the worst, most radical open border policies that this country has seen to date. So, of course, this is going to be happening. It's very tragic.
Very true. And again, I like how you brought it back again to this administration. I want to get to that. But also just a little positive note, literally and figuratively. Those Swift fans, I mean, they love her. They're actually still in the streets of Austria. This is now going on for a couple days, singing Taylor Swift songs, crying, just seeing the resilience of youth, as we're seeing here. That is a positive note here. The terrorists are not winning, and I just wanted to point that out here. But again, terrorism isn't going anywhere. We're seeing it everywhere. It's getting scarier, both globally and also here at home, as you both pointed out.